Rivers State, Right Honorable Rotimi Amaechi. Your Excellency, thanks so much for joining us on Nigeria 2015.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we did hear you talking to our reporter earlier on, talking about the problem of, lack of result sheets, which meant that because there were no result sheets, then you were not going to vote because the whole process, as far as you were concerned, was not credible. How did it pan out eventually for you?
Well, what happened was I thought it was just my ward when I got into the local government to vote. I discovered that all the units in my ward the result sheets had been hijacked, and I sought to know why. The presiding officers reported that the SPOs, that is, property officers, had taken all the result sheets from them, and they were live. They were recorded on camera. Then by the time I discovered that, and then I began to receive calls from all over the state. I received calls from Degema, I received calls from Nileme, local government, I received calls from Kana, Magnus Abbey, senatorial seat, all, they took all the result sheets. I then called the commissioner for the River State, the electoral commissioner in charge of River State, who comes from Bayelsa, and shared the same office with the president in Nampadek when the president was working in Nampadek. All she was saying was that there were result sheets, and as far as she's concerned, there were result sheets. And I said, look, there are reports all over the state. Can you please verify that? She refused to say anything further and switched off her phone. When I got her later, much later, about 4 or 5, by which time I had started going back to government house, she said it's only in one local government area that she had a report that there was no result sheet, and that local government area is a territorial local government area. Whether we like it or not, she will not cancel the election. She is proceeding. I said, but where are the result sheets? People are not voting because they want to see the result sheet. And accreditation did not take place because they want to see the result sheet. And if she says there was election, she should come with the accreditation materials, which included the card readers. The card readers are not with them because a lot of people took away the card readers. If she says there was election, then it must be backed up by the card readers. And then what we then heard was that they are now using the register, what they call manual
registration,
accreditation. And so the previous night when we were fighting to say she cannot be sending in a local government that has 70,000 voters, she's sending 50,000 incident form. That's where it triggered up that we now knew that there was a plan between INEC and PDP to rig the election. Because in the election, the regulation says 10% of the voting strength of AGA will be the incident forms that you'll be distributing. So if the electoral commissioner is sending 50,000 incident forms to Oyibo local government area, that is not more than 70,000, then something must be wrong.
Okay, now, Mr. Governor, just before we talk about some of those other details that you talk about, in places like Kano and also here in Lagos, we've had reports of voting materials not arriving at the same time. Is it possible that if you'd been a little bit patient, what happened in wards in Lagos State, where you first had accreditation material and then subsequently also then got the result sheets, could have happened in Rivers State?
No. Kadira, you did not see what happened in Rivers State. Up to 4 or 5 p.m., I was outside asking for result sheets. Up to 4 or 5 p.m. If they brought result sheets by 4 or 5 p.m., would have voted. There was none until 7 p.m. So it's not a matter of patience. I was patient. I was outside. The brigade commander met me and ordered me back to government house.
And so, under these circumstances now, what are you saying exactly regarding the INEC commissioner in Rivers State and also the conduct of these elections?
We're asking for them to conduct an election. Because if you say they should conduct a new election, there was none at all. We're asking that they should conduct an election in Rivers State. What they did was that because they were afraid of international observers, they left something that looked like result sheets in Obiabo and Port Harcourt, which which are the capital of Rivers State. Those local government areas are part of the capital of Rivers State. In the rest 21 local government areas, there were no result sheets. And two things you must verify. Can we ask the international observers to submit their report? Because we saw them. We met them when the brigade commander was questioning me. About two white men and one white lady, and then 2 blacks. Can they submit? Because they confirmed before the brigade commander that they have gone to 3, 4, 5 local government areas and there are no result sheets. The brigade commander said, well, it is not our business to conduct election. Our business is security. And as far as it's concerned, the governor must go back to government house.
Now, obviously, in order to be able to convince INEC that they need to rerun these elections, you will need to submit some serious evidence. What have you put together?
We can ask everybody to return the card readers and other material that they have, so that they can see there were no elections. If there were elections, then you will not use manual register. In fact, most of them, some people didn't come back with register. So where did they get the results? Where are the card readers? INEC needs to ask the question, where are the card readers? Because we are told that all results will be followed by card readers.
Well, you are now saying that elections were not conducted in Rivers State at all. Is that
at all? There were no elections. There were not even accreditation. If they say there was accreditation, they should come with all the candidates. And then we'll announce to the public, anybody who has the candidates should bring it forward for INEC to see.
So supposing results are announced eventually, what would you say about that?
We will not accept that. What are they going to announce? You announce an election that never took place.
And this refusal to accept, what sort of form will it take? Are you talking about challenging these things in the courts, or what exactly? I'm not the person to determine that. The Rivers people will determine that.
Well, thank you very much, Governor Amaechi, about that update on the situation in Rivers State, and of course your take on the conduct of the poll.
That the woman in charge of Rivers State, the Electoral Commission of Rivers State, is from Bayelsa.
Well, the one in Lagos State is also not from Lagos State.
Yeah, but she's acting a script of addressing her concerns as it pertains to the presidential candidate who shared the same office with her in Umpadek.
Well, let's just say that's an allegation, but then, of course, it is still something that the court of law has to determine. But at this point, Governor Amaechi would have to let you go, and, well, if there is any change in the situation, definitely we'll be getting back to you. That's the Executive Governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi, giving his own side of the story as far as the conduct of the polls in Rivers State is concerned. Well, very weighty allegations being made there.
Yeah, it's one of those really difficult ones, and I think it might be one of those ones that it will be a little bit irresponsible to actually discuss, because, you know, there might be legal implications here, allegations against a woman who is essentially a civil servant, and I think we just have to wait and see what happens, whether they formalize this complaint and take it on to INEC, and what INEC does with it.
Well, we've heard from the Governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi, but then in the neighboring state of Imo, just to the north of Rivers State, we also have Governor Rochas Okorocha, also sharing his own experience there. Well, did he have any such similar issue in his own state? Let's find out.
Early in the day, there was a lot of harassment by men of the military. As I speak now, over 500 of the voters are held in an emergency cell here created in the community by the military, all in an effort to truncate the entire process. But unfortunately, and sadly too, it has to be so. But even with that, the turnout is still very impressive, and the election is going on normally.
Well, that was the governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha. Well, he has his own tales of woe to tell as far as his own experiences during the electoral process yesterday were concerned. But then back to the studio right now. We are being joined by our political correspondent, Sheung